This problem deals with dimensions of a rectangle. The width of a rectangular area rug is 4 meters less than the length. The area is 16.25 square meters. We're asked to find the length and the width. We'll approach this problem using our 5-step problem-solving process, and the first step is to familiarize ourselves with the situation. To do that, we could read the problem carefully. In this case, a sketch is provided already for us, so we don't have to make one. We can see from the sketch that the length is labeled L, and the width is labeled L minus 4, because it says in the problem that the width is 4 meters less than the length. The area is labeled, and the only thing left that we might need to look up if we've forgotten is the formula for the area of a rectangle. The area of a rectangle is the length times the width. Once we've done this, we're ready to go to our next step, and our next step is to translate the problem to math language. To translate it, I'm first of all going to write the statement about the area that was given in the problem. The area is 16.25 square meters. Now, how can we write the area in terms of our variable L? Well, the area is length times the width, so we have the length L times the width L minus 4. And that equals 16.25. This gives us an equation that we can solve in our next step in the process. To solve this, we will multiply, and we have L squared minus 4L equals 16.25, and we see we have a quadratic equation. So we'll get 0 on one side of the equation by subtracting 16.25 on both sides. And we have L squared minus 4L minus 16.25 equals 0. Now this may factor, but I don't see a way to factor it right now with the decimals, so I'm going to use the quadratic formula to factor it. The quadratic formula states that L equals the square root, I'm sorry, that's not correct. I'll write that correctly here. L equals the opposite of B, plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4 times A times C, all over 2A. Now what are A, B, and C? We get A, B, and C from the equation L squared minus 4L minus 16.25 equals 0. A is the coefficient of the L squared term, so A is 1. B is the coefficient of the L term, so B is negative 4. And C is the final term, or negative 16.25. So I substitute A, B, and C in the quadratic formula, and I have L equals the opposite of B plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4 times A times C, which is negative 16.25. And all of that is written over 2 times A, or 2 times 1. Now I need to simplify. So I have L equals the opposite of negative 4 is 4, plus or minus the square root of negative 4 squared is 16, minus 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times negative 16.25 is negative 65. And all that's over 2 times 1, which is 2. Now, that simplifies to 4 plus or minus the square root of 16 minus negative 65 is 16 plus 65, which is 81 over 2. Now this is a perfect square. 81 is a perfect square, so we can take the square root of 81, and we have L equals 4 plus or minus 9 over 2. Now remember, the plus or minus means that there are two solutions. I have L equals 4 plus 9 over 2, or L equals 4 minus 9 over 2. In this case, I have L equals 13 over 2, or since we had 16.25 in decimal notation, I'll write this in decimal notation, 6.5. Here I have L equals negative 5 over 2, or L equals negative 2.5. So I have two possible solutions for L, which as we recall is the length of the rug. So let's move to our fourth step, and that is to check the answer. The possible solutions for L were negative 2.5 and 6.5. Before we check these in an equation, let's think what we were trying to find, the length of a rug. The length of a rug is not going to be a negative number, so we won't consider that one. If we consider 6.5 feet, if L is 6.5, then the width, remember, was L minus 4. So L minus 4 is 6.5 minus 4, which is 2.5. So we have the length 6.5, the width 2.5, and let's check the area. 6.5 times 2.5, if we would multiply, we would get 16.25, which checks. So we can finally move to our last step, and that is the length of the rug is 6.5 meters and the width is 2.5 meters.